Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today we have, of course, our hug. It is time for our hug of the day. I know that we've already streamed today, and of course happy birthday Ashley one more time. So this is from 100 Hugs by Chris Riddell. It is for the hashtag Hug a Day September. And today's hug is a dragon hug. So we get to color a dragon hugging a little princess. So we're going to be coloring these with the Flowwood 160s as soon as I can get it to lay flat. Alright, I'm going to switch you on over to the close-up camera. And of course the light from the kitchen is quite bright, but that's okay because it's evening now, so it's much later than we normally do this, but that's okay. So we're going to start on the dragon. We're going to start him in some greens. Oh, goodness. I got to move closer. So the book does not want to cooperate. So I'm just going to do some shadow areas here. So I hope everybody's enjoying the Color Your Happy for Ashley's birthday. I know I had a great time. I never laughed so hard in all my days. Watching everybody's streams is just so fun. Everybody's having so much fun with it. It's awesome. Oh, just 1 second. My oldest son has just come in from work, so I gotta tell him where his dinner is. Okay, so I'm just going to go through and do up these scales here in the dark green. This is number 117. Like I said, I'm using the Flowwood 160s. And hopefully my hand isn't in the way. I'm going to actually zoom you out a little bit and fix that, because this book is really small. Okay, so that was zoomed out. Okay, so I'm gonna move you up just a little bit. And there we go. That might be a little bit better. Unfortunately, the book is really, really small, so it's difficult to maintain. I'm gonna fix this too. Sorry. Like I said, my oldest just came in from work, so the dog is a little worked up. So if you hear her pounding and woofling, that's she's getting her boy loves. Okay, so I'm really, really sorry if my hand's in the way. I'm really trying hard not to cover the picture, but like I said, it's a little bit harder with such a small picture. I thought about doing this morning, but I ended up watching the streams this morning and, well, didn't end up watching them. I wanted to watch them. Can't say I ended up watching them, but I wanted to watch them this morning and it was so much fun. And then after my stream, of course, there was a bunch of other streamers like Evelyn and Shannon, who are just fantastic too. Okay, and down here. Okay, so I'm going to Just going through and putting in the dark shadowy areas. And then of course tomorrow it continues. I might miss the first couple of streams, but okay, so that's her arm there, that's his hand there. Or hers, it all depends. I don't know if it's a guy dragon or a girl dragon. Okay. Alright. So we're almost done with the scales here. Just going to make sure that I get that shadow in from the wings. I don't want to go into the belly too much because I'm going to do that a different color. Okay. So he's got his supper, so hopefully my dog will settle down now. She seems to think if there's supper to be had, she should be having it. Especially pizza. She likes pizza. She likes stealing people's pizza. Shall I go lie down? Do the inside of this leg. Trying to see what is where. Down on her feet. And then down her tail. Oh my goodness. Small, small details. Big fat hands. That's not working for me either. Maybe that'll work better and I'll just move it around. I want you to be able to see more than just my hand. So I'm just going to do the edge here. Alright, and the edge down here. And up here. Make sure I get those shadows in there. Alright. And then we got the face. over him with the lighter green here. I'm just going to put a little bit pressure back here so it's a little bit darker. Same with down here. And as you all know, this paper doesn't have a whole lot of tooth, so doing a lot of pressure doesn't work very well. Sometimes. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And up through here. Alright, now we're going to go down. Make sure that we don't cover her hand. Okay, and then here. Okay, I think we're moving along here. I know today I didn't get a lot colored. I thought for sure I'd get at least the cat done, but I have him done now. But of course there's always tweaking to do as you go along. Finishing off and all that fun stuff. Make sure that I don't get her sleeve. Take a little bit of that dark green again. Keep on missing areas that should be shadowed. There, that's better. Make sure that we get those nice and dark. Okay. And we got the leg on the other side here. Sorry about that. Teenagers playing video games. It's going to be loud. And this is why I do most of my recording in the morning, because the house is nice and quiet in the morning. There's nobody yelling, nobody screaming. Everybody stays in their rooms. Yeah, it's wonderful. Sorry if I was out of screen. Trying to keep it so that my hand doesn't cover up anything. In these small areas, it's really difficult to not cover it up. Especially when the book keeps on wanting to flip closed. Alright. Okay, so there is the green part. Let's do his ears. Alright, so we've got the green part done. Now we're going to do 105, I think. Let's check and make sure, yeah. Just need to sharpen it. Let's just chuck it all over the place here. So I'm just doing the dark parts in here. And then under his eyes and around his eyes. I do apologize, the dog has decided that she wants to talk to you too. Do his edges of his ear. Keep on calling him a him, so I guess it's a boy. It's going to be a boy dragon. And do these scales here. And then these ones here. This is just the dark areas. We'll be adding a different lighter purple to the really light areas. Sorry about the noise. Alright, and then down here. I swear sometimes she just walks on that floor just so that I can hear her tic-tacking all over the place. And we're going to do the tip of his tail. Alright, now we're going to go into his wings. I'm going to zoom you out a little bit. Just doing the dark areas here. So, if you haven't guessed, the theme is purple and green. For the dragon, anyway. Just following the lines that are here on the page. So the darker the line, the more pressure I put down. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright. Now we're going to go into here. Make sure that we get all those lines. And his little talons up there. And then these ones back here. I'm really enjoying doing these hugs. It just makes me feel so good, and the amount of people that are following along and doing them as well is just so cool. It just warms the heart, you know. This community is just so wonderful that it makes you feel good being a part of it. Alright, now I'm going to sharpen this again. And we're going to do his chest, and then we will do the light color. Do his underbelly, and then we'll do the light color, and then we'll move on to the princess. Alright, just making sure I'm getting the right areas. Don't want to be coloring her any part of her dress. So I think that's her sleeve on the other side. Okay, and then we're going to do down here. And her fingernails. Or his fingernails, whichever. I can never make up my mind if it's a him or her. I think with that manicure it's a him. Because, yeah. And do her nails very nicely. Just going to add a little bit dark green here. Same with here. Okay. Now we're going to take a light purple. And this is number 94. just going to fill in those lighter areas. And I'll go back through the teeth area with the white gel pen. Alright, now onto the wings. Hopefully I'm still in screen. I'm going to bring that out a little bit. Alright. So I'm pressing fairly hard because of the type of paper it is. I want to get the deepest quality of color. I'm not doing a light, medium, and dark because of the fact that there's a lot of black line in this picture, because it's, like I said before, it's not actually supposed to be colored. This is literally newspaper print type paper, and it's meant to be a book, but I like it colored better. And it was a really great idea that it become a hashtag. And of course, that idea was Ashley Colors, Amazon Tammy, Angie Clarkson, and Shell Arties. That's who started the hashtag. And of course, I'm just along for the ride. I misunderstood when I was told about it and jumped the gun and ended up starting a lot earlier than I should have. That was my bad. And I missed her toenails down here. Take that dark. I think the rest of them are covered. Okay. Alright, so our dragon is all done. That's where we're going to leave it. Now we're going to do her, and we're going to start with dresses are so much more difficult. They take so much more colors. That's too red. This one here. Yeah. So we're going to do her dress in pinks, this part of her dress in deeper pinks, and then the inside of her dress in some really light pastel pinks. So out here we're going to go deeper. So I'm just going to do the whole area in this bright pink. And then we'll go through and we'll do the lines and folds of the dress, the shadows of the dress, cape, or whatever you want to call it, outer part of the dress. And all the shadows and whatnot. That's part of her. Okay. Just going to try to make sure I get a good layer on. Not pressing too hard because I want to go over it with another color. And I don't know how much this paper is going to take, so. And then we're going to get a really dark pink color. What color is this one? Yeah, that's about right. Alright, and then we're just going to do the shadow areas. Those little teeny lines. It's so small. And around the edges here it looks like fur, so I'm going to add some gray to that. That sort of thing. And of course it goes right into the fold there. And if I was smart I would have taken it out, but I'm not that smart. So we've got 5 more hugs for Hug a Day September. And of course I will be continuing with the hugs until all 100 hugs in this book are colored. Alright. Like I said, just making sure that those shadow lines are in there. And then down here at the bottom, and do this area. Try not to color the fur. I'm just going to do this very, very lightly. heavy enough that it's a darker color than we're going to use on the dress. Then we'll put a bit of gold on there. Alright, now the light color once more. Especially around the edges. Leaving some of that center area a little bit lighter. Alright, now we're going to take a bit of gray. Cover that. And that. Then we're going to take the white. And color that in. And this area here. And then down here. Hopefully I'm still in screen. Okay, and then we're going to take very light pink. I think this one here. Sharpen it up a bit. And then we're just going to do this area here. And then we're going to take this medium pink. We're just going to do some shadowing areas. Like so. Once again, doing it a little bit darker in the shadows. Making sure we get that edge there. Like so. Alright. And I think there. Now we need a skin tone. So we need number. Let's start with number 66. Her face is so small. But, oh, and I still gotta do her arm. Hold on a sec. And then we'll take the skin tone. It's a light skin tone. Just doing her whole face with it. We're going to take a medium skin tone and do some shadows. Try not to break things. Hate it when that happens. Don't feel like I'm pressing hard, but it's obviously too hard because the pencil's breaking. Right, now we're going to take a bit of this pink. Just do her lip. And then we're going to take brown. I think I just colored her ear. No, it's her hair. Right, then we're going to take a little bit of black. Take that brown again and blend it all in. Can't really do a whole lot of flicky here because it's just so small. Alright, now we need this one here, which is gold. And I'm going to use a little bit of this brown for the edges and the details. And then we'll blend it in with the gold. And then down here on her dress, do the little embellishments. Okay. Now we're going to take the lighter, a dark gray area, and we're we're going to go through here. I'm going to check and make sure that this is not muted, because that would suck. Alright, I'm just going to take this darker gray and do the shadows. And then we're going to take a light gray and do the rest of the floor. Alright, we're going to take it a little bit under the tail. Okay, so there's our floor and our cute little princess and our dragon. So I want to do his eye. Let's do his eye with a little bit of black. Around the edge here. And then a little bit of that. And a little bit of the dark purple. Then we will take a black pen and we'll redo his eye there, like that. And we're going to take a little bit of this brown and we're going to do her eyebrows. There we go. Just going to do a little bit of flicking there. Maybe it'll help. There we go. Alright. Put all these back in here. Get them out of the way so that I can switch over to the other camera. Because, you know, of course, I've made a mess. We gotta clean it up now. And of course I will go through and I'll put these all back in the bag after I'm done with Ashley's picture. So I hope you all have enjoyed this coloring of the hug. Of course, today is day number 25 of Hug-A-Day September. And we have gone through and we have colored 25 special little hugs. And I will, of course, go through all of them with you. This as soon as I put all this stuff away. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to switch you over to the main camera so you can see our dragon hug. So there is our dragon hug. And this is hug, no, and this is September 25th, 2021. And this is hug number, let me check. Number 38 out of 100, and hug number 25 out of 30. So there we have our princess and our dragon hug. And then we have, from there, we have our wonderful little micey hug. And then we have our ogre hug. I love the ogre hug. And then we have our squid hug. The little squids loving on each other. It's fantastic. And then we have our ghosty hug. And then we have, and these are all the hugs that we have done in Hug-A-Day September. And then we have our daddy-daughter hug. I think I've missed one. Yeah, there's one in between here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Our hobbit hug. And then we have our daddy-daughter hug. And then we have our Thor hug. And then we have our Sultan and Princess hug. And then we have our platypus hug. It's so cute. And then we have our Thumbelina and her Robin hug. And then we have our Belle and the Beast hug. And then we have our Knights in Shining Armor hug. And if you can see it, it is sparkly. There we go. There, now you can see the sparkles. So, of course, they have shining armor. And then we have our I Am Groot hug, our little sapling hugs. And then we have our little witchy hug. And then we have our Pinocchio and Geppetto hug. And it says, he's more myself than I am. Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. And I missed a saying up here with our ghosty hug, which says, perhaps everything that frightens us is, in its deepest essence, something helpless that wants our love. Did I miss any other sayings? I don't think so. I think that's it for saying so far. And then we have our Father Time and Baby New Year. And then we have our Alice and the White Rabbit. And of course our wonderful little gestures. And they are done in metallics, but I don't know if you can see that very well. But they are all metallic-y. And then we have our Wizard's hug. It's a wizard hug. And then we have our wonderful little ballerina and her soldier. And then we have our trolls. And it says, I would rather be happy than dignified. And they're so cute. A wonderful little trolley hug. And then, I think and then we have our Batman and Catwoman hug. And last but not least, in the Hug-A-Day September is our wonderful little monster hug. And of course, the monster hug is the start of Hug-A-Day September. So far we have done 25 days in Hug-A-Day September, and I have colored over 30, how many was it? 38 hugs in this book. Once I am completed the book, I will be going through and doing a flip through of the full 100 hugs. But until then, I will continue with the Hug-A-Day September. And of course, I will continue to go through the hugs for September with you. Of course, this is 100 Hugs by Chris Riddell, which is a just a regular reading book. It's just a little cute little book, but we've decided to, well, Amazon Tammy and Ashley and Angie and Shell decided that we should color them because they're just so darn cute and they're so warm and loving, and this community is just the bee's knees. And I thank you all very much for participating with the Hug-A-Day September, as well as all of your support for myself, the community, the channels, everything. I think you're all absolutely fantastic. So until tomorrow, when we do our next hug, which will be the Scarecrow hug. Until then, of course, remember to relax, color, and stay safe. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Those are the best ways to support any of us here in the community. Until tomorrow, bye bye for now.